welcome you to the first episode. We're in this series, we're just going to talk about a little bit behind the scenes, about the songs, what they're about, what we were feeling, what kind of influences us, and a little bit into our lives. So we just want to share that with you. And of course, if you guys have any questions, hit us up. We want to interact with our fans as much as possible because we can't do this without you.
We're going to start with our new song, Alone. It just got released on the 22nd.
22nd.
So
this is fresh off the press.
Kind of where we came from with this song was I was going through a really, really hard time in my life. And so I wrote with Jake Turner. He's an amazing person. And he came up with this really cool first hook that when we're alone, your heart beats solo kind of thing. And we just took it from there. So it kind of gave that perspective of struggling with another person, and just anytime you're with them, you just feel like, even with you when you're with them, you just feel
you're
like
not really with them.
Yeah, you feel like you're separate people. What about you? What do you think?
I didn't have a large hand in writing Alone. I was sent the track because I couldn't get off work. I was sent the music part of it, and I was really digging it, but I wasn't quite sure which direction things were gonna go. So the next day, I believe, Michael and I kind of talked about it, and Michael sang me what he had going. We've made a few changes based on the music and how the music and the melody and everything was gonna flow together. But I was overall really happy with this one when it came along, and then it just kind of grew, and now I think this is personally our best song to date. I'm really happy with everything about it. The video that just came out, we shot with our buddy Lindan. He's actually filming this right now for us because he's a great man. He did an amazing job on it. The three of us got together on a Facebook conference call for about 2 or 3 hours. We were just sitting there at our own houses talking about the ideas for the video and kind of put it together, and then we froze our nards off and had a really good time.
You at least got to wear a jacket the whole time.
I'm also naturally warmer than you are.
Yeah, shut up. Also, in the video, you see Kyle and I saran wrapped. We were saran wrapped for probably a good 2 to 3 hours, and in case you're wondering,
I feel like you're exaggerating that. He's exaggerating.
It was not an exaggeration. It was like 2 to 3 hours. In case you're wondering, laying on a table, saran wrapped, especially a metal table for that long, it hurts. Don't do it. Not recommended.
I think it was worth it, though. I'm really happy with the way things turned out.
Same.
But, yeah, sitting on that chair for a good while.
Also, I didn't really get stabbed, for those of you that were worried.
Also, thank you, Hannah, for being featured on the song. You did great. Amazing. And we're excited to see when you release your stuff, too. I don't know, we wanted something that was really catchy. We wanted a really catchy hook, but we wanted the verses to really flow together, and we'd been wanting to write a song like that for a while. And that's really where the ideas for this one kind of came from. We really wanted the verses to be kind of quick. They just wanted them to slide and be very smooth, but we wanted a really big fucking chorus. And that's what that was.
So, a lot of the background behind the actual song itself, I put a lot of personal stuff in these verses that actually happened. Especially the bridge part where Hannah jumps in and starts saying, maybe you're the one that's crazy. That was words that were actually spoken to me. And it hurt. Like, that kind of stuff hurts when somebody you're supposed to love and care for, and you give them that kind of love and care, and that's the kind of response you get from them, is that you're crazy, you're the one that's out of your mind thinking things that aren't happening when they're behind the scenes. Everything that you know is actually happening. And even the biggest part that I can think of is I say, cross your heart, you'll wish I'd died. Like 3 years ago, I wrecked a car on a whole bunch of snow, and could reach in my...
Ice. It was ice.
It was ice. I could reach in my back seat and touch a guardrail. And to this day, I kind of think about, like, in that situation, does she wish that I would have just disappeared, gone off the map, and she wouldn't have to have dealt with it anymore? Instead of having to go through all this pain and struggle and try to fix things and all that kind of stuff. We wrote this song with Kevin Gates of Reach Audio, and he has a major hand in every single one of our songs.
He's really just... He takes the ideas that we have, and he pushes us to write better music. And he... For example, when it comes to my bass parts, he pushes me to be more interesting, make it funkier. It just makes me a better musician, and I feel like it makes the songs better too, because we want to write songs that are really catchy, but we're also musicians, so we don't want our songs to be boring. And you tend to get this aspect where you'll have a catchy song, but it's just fucking boring if you play music. And we really want to kind of give the best of both worlds. That way, no matter who you are, you can listen to something and actually enjoy it. Whether you are a musician or you're just that person that just flips on the radio and drives to work and doesn't even think about it. We want something for everybody, and I feel like we get that here, because we're able to write things that we're happy with as musicians, but we're able to put out music that I feel like anybody can listen to just on their own.
I think our main approach with all these new songs was giving our audience something to latch onto, something more personal, something a little bit darker and deeper. Especially with these, like, we just put a lot of feeling and emotion into it that in our first EP just wasn't as prevalent.
I also feel like we've grown.
Yeah.
At, like, the experiences that we have put out since we started Classic. I feel like we've just... I don't want to say we're old men, although I feel like that a lot. I feel like we've just kind of matured in our music and our songwriting, and I feel like that also has to do with the aspect of where we are at this point in our life. Like, back in the day, we could write and play bubblegum pop and just have a good time, but we're not those people anymore, because, you know, we have those real life responsibilities and all that shit that you have to put up with every single day.
You say lots of curse words.
It happens.
Shame, shame. Did we enjoy recording the song, and what is our favorite part of the video? So, let's see.
My favorite part of the video.
I think my favorite part of the video, honestly, was one, getting chloroformed and, like, dragged to the ground, because that was interesting. And then the whole getting stabbed part was kind of, like, super scary. It was a real knife, and she had it really close to my neck and my face, and I was scared so much the entire time. My favorite part of filming the video was watching Michael fall in that scene, and then I did it like 10 times.
I kept telling him that he didn't fall right, and I would convince him to go fall again, and he kind of caught on, but I'm like, just one more. I think you need to fall one more time. That was my favorite part of filming the video. My favorite part of the actual video itself is I really like the kill room. Lindan knocked it out of the park. The lighting in there, just the general idea and consensus. I feel like it hits well, and he did a really dope job on that.
As far as enjoying recording, we definitely love coming in with Kevin. It's a fun time every time, because we never truly know exactly what's going to happen with a song. We have a general idea and like a skeleton or like a major hook that we're going to push out there, and then from there it just builds, and we have all three of our minds just kind of conglomerating into this interesting aspect of like an entire song that
And it
ends up
kinda-
happening.
So we don't get to write songs like a normal band. Like back in the day when we lived here, like we'd go to band practice and we'd write a song, and then we'd come to the studio and also all ready to go. We don't have that luxury so much anymore. But I like this process. I feel like it challenges us to go with it, because sometimes when you write a song, you can start to overanalyze it, and you can start questioning yourself. And I feel like that is that way for pretty much any creativeness. If you start to second guess yourself too much, I feel like it can actually cause more damage.
Somebody wants to know who was responsible for those luscious locks.
I was born this way.
There you go. No,
Like if you're turned on Spotify right now, what are you listening to?
depends on the day. Most likely Mariana Trench.
Okay, Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
I would say if I'm turning on my Spotify right now, I would either be listening to Don Broco, the 1975, or Inner Outlines.
Hey, you said one.
Well, I turned to
that
three.
That was three.
Then you give us three.
If I were to turn on my Spotify and like go through bands, Mariana Trench is a big one that I listen to all the time. Definitely Panic at the Disco, because Brendan Urie is a mastermind, especially in vocals. Goodness. And then, I don't know, I kind of like went back to The Academy Is, just because William Beckett was
I haven't
amazing.
listened to them in a while.
I know.
God,
you just pull them back and it's like, oh, I missed this. Like, it's super nostalgic.
God, they were so good.
If you have a question that you want answered, make sure you drop it in the comment section below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so that way you can be one of the first to see every single one of our videos, whether it be our NAC TV or one of our music videos.
Also, you can listen to all our music for free on Spotify, unless you do premium. It's awesome. And Apple Music as well. Pretty much Amazon.
Basically anywhere.
Yeah, it's out there. Go check it out. Share it with your friends. And thank you so much for watching us, watching our videos, listening to our songs. We really can't keep doing this without people like you watching videos like this. So it's full circle, and you guys mean the world to us. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.